So, hello and welcome to Live with Rex, episode 92. Remember, there's 7 more regular streams, and then we're going to build what's in this box for number 100. Yes, I'm aware that that is the Amazon logo, but what I've bought did not come from Amazon. Really cool. I suppose what's now a retro sealed set is in there. I don't like that that is now considered retro. Still sort my hair out. I'm not on it with shower and stuff like that, but yeah, hello and welcome to the stream. So we're going to be building something in this stream as well as doing a lot of organising. And the set that we'll be building during this live stream, the 2026 set is not particularly a set that I really like, but it's a set that I picked up more so because as part of a project I need 2 of the figures that are in this one. So I just decided to screw it and finally pick up this one. So that is one that I've had to go and pick up. So yeah, essentially we're going to build that tonight due to the figures in it. But what's even cooler than that, and will always be cooler than that, is we got this. So what's in here will be what we build for the 100th stream. Now, I'm not going to open it on stream. I'm not going to open up the box because obviously there's a box within a box. I don't know why I'm explaining that, but basically, after we're done streaming, I'll film an unboxing video because I find that'd be kind of cool to unbox some more. I used to do unboxing videos quite frequently, and if I'm correct, and I probably am on this one, that Falcon was the last thing I unboxed as a YouTube video, so it's been a while. So I'm going to do a little bit of organisation, prep the place. Unfortunately, we cannot continue yesterday's project. That requires me to go to the Lego store again. I could order parts from Bricklink. That is an option, but shipping, handling, and how much parts I need, it does make a little bit more economic sense for me to just go to the Lego store on that one. I am probably going to get a jumper or something. It's very cold. But yeah, I'll also try and get some shorts and stuff out today. Kind of just the usual mixture of nonsense I get out. One moment. There we go, I'm back. But yeah, that set will not take long to build or anything like that. But you know, I thought we'll get it built because I've got the 3 2010 sets sitting there in the cabinet, and I've got a sealed 2012 set sitting around, and it's like, well, I'll have to get them built because I remember how long that bloody X-Wing sat sealed. Granted, those battle packs and that land speeder, I've sat in that cabinet for nearly 2 months. So, you know, it's been a while since I've had a build, but we'll get prepped for me to do that. We'll build the set and then we're going to organise some stuff. In fact, no, let's organise some stuff first and then do that. That's probably the smarter way of going about it, because that way, you know, that gives people time and opportunity to join in with the stream. So Yeah, that makes a bit more sense. So how's everyone's Wednesday going? Yeah, I had to check there that today is Wednesday. That's ridiculous. But yeah, I'm just going to quickly get some things out that I don't need in here. I do not know how long this stream will be, but the fact that I'm going to be doing some other types of content and stuff like that, I don't know. I don't see it being a really long one. Maybe I should have started with that. One moment. But when we go to build the 100th stream set, I'm really hoping that it doesn't... I don't have to change the shelving up for it too much. So I do like the setup that I've got going, though I will eventually be changing it again. I do like to change out and rotate the display every so often. It's just one of those things that kind of makes sense to do frequently. So there's that. Yeah, let's get these other things up and out the way. But yeah, I'm finally getting to do some things I've been meaning to do. Well, I say do things I've been doing. I've been meaning to do another live build for probably about 2 months. I think, and do not quote me on this, but I think the last thing that I built on a live stream was this. I think the last build was the DeLorean from this year. Yeah, that would have been the last one. But yeah, this will be a good stream. The 100th stream, so if I'm providing, right, I only do one stream per day, it'll be in 8 days time, so it'll be a week tomorrow, providing that I go at the pace I'm going. If I can like throw in like an extra stream here or there, it'll come quicker. But again, that ultimately depends on things. Right. I'm coming up to the exciting part, getting that table out. So that's a little table you may have seen if you've watched my videos of collecting the complete saga, and I've got another episode of that drops on Saturday. Yeah, the 28th. So stay tuned for that. Hey, how's it going? Right, okay. Yeah, it's still a mess. I've been drying it. Welcome to the stream where I play with my hair, apparently. Right. That's content. No. I only speak English and I somehow struggle with that. Right. Let's get the table out. We'll get set up. We'll get some stuff on in the background and we will build. This is the table in question. I mean, if you can't speak English, you may have issues with this live stream. I should have waited till I was completely ready before starting the live, but oh well, live and let learn. I do not play Roblox, and I have never heard of free. No, I don't see. I don't. When Roblox came out, I don't think anything ever interested me. To be honest, build down. All right. All right.
We all have our hobbies. You little. Today's video is sponsored by.
Right. So I'll be right back. I'm just gonna adjust the camera again. But essentially, we're gonna be building this. This is one of the this. What's the actual name of the set? What are you on about? This is the Siege of Mandalore battle pack. I don't know what this one would be called. First time actually looking at it. I do like some aspects of this build, but I do not like the majority of the build. The minifigures, the free 30-second clones are cool to get another two of, I suppose. I do have these kind of clone troopers in my army already. The Mandalorian Super Commando, what they did though to the visors of these is slightly off-putting. But nonetheless, for a series that I'm working on, I need them. I'll be right back. Oh my God, what have you been doing? Whoa. Who do this? Is that you? Come on then. You want to say? But yeah, this live build isn't the greatest. This is just a set. Look, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm doing a series on here, which will be returning next month, called Collecting Every Lego Clone, collecting all the Clone Wars figures, I wouldn't be buying this, right? Right, if it wasn't for the fact that that series does well, and that for 2028 I want to have the 20 years of Clone Wars, I would never have picked this set up personally. I think this set is like very bad. Sorry, I'm just fixing this. I still look like a mess. I do. I'll have to make a review on this set, I suppose. I've not made any reviews so far in 2026, so perhaps. But I've got a lot of thoughts and opinions on this one. It's more the fact that they screwed up some of the figures. Granted, this one is not... This is the first clone troop. There's one positive in this set, right? It's the first time we have got clone troopers, right? In a cheap set. For this price range in a little while. Last time was 2023. One sec. My favourite Lego set. That's a difficult question that I don't... It changed frequently, right? For example, the dropships are frequent answer. The Superstar Destroyers are frequent answer. The original UCS Vulcan is another. And... What one was up there? Oh, no. One second. Alright, we're fine. It's not good. My favourite light, I like it changes frequently, right? But nonetheless, we'll put the video on in the background. Right, let's get started on this one. So like I said, I'm doing a series on YouTube called Collecting... Thank you, I appreciate that. You as well, man. Where I'm collecting all the Clone Wars figures, because when this Clone Wars TV series turns 20 in 2 years' time, I want to do a big video of like 20 years worth of the figures. I have like 90% of them. I'm only missing a few. And it was a series I was doing on YouTube. One second. I need to quickly adjust the setting for the live.
This chocolate Sunday liveried bus is the VL1. It's a Superloop bus, which is the branding used for express buses in London. As such, it has limited stops. Specifically, it stops near the site of proposed Bakerloo line stations. Now, this is not...
So, this is... Alright, the bags are not in plastic. I'm slightly shocked by that. I would have thought... You years. Plastic and they're not numbered because it's such a small set. These pieces here are weirdly not contained within the plastic. Alright.
So you can get from, say, Croydon to central London pretty easily.
Let's get this built.
But Croydon to, say, not so easy. Express buses are not in themselves anything in London or elsewhere. But what is new is having them as a clear network with a distinct branding. Also, me like shiny thing. BL1 is different from the others. For one thing, it's known as Bakerloo. Bakerloo is...
I do think this is an interesting idea for a battle pack. But this set... Ah, here's my face. This set came far too late. Like... This is based on something that came out in 2020 and it's taken them 6 years to get around to this. It's insane.
That being said, these buses are shiny and modern, whereas the Bakerloo trains are...
Right, let's get these 332nd clones built. They're not my favourite clone trooper, but I don't mind getting a few more because who knows, like, I do have the Ahsoka and stuff, so maybe one day... You're going to subscribe, I appreciate that, thank you. That brings me to 3,200. Provided no one else is subbed during the stream or to the channel while I've been busy. On the stream.
Hey, did someone just say data protection? I definitely think I heard someone say that. It wasn't me. So it's a good thing that this video is sponsored by Incogni. It feels like these days more and more people
So
want
we've got
your
one of the
data,
constables
and the
built.
more organizations have it, the greater
So
the
we're
risk of
also going to
compromise.
get
Between
another one
hackers,
here.
data brokers, and simple incompetence, it's easier than ever before for your data to end up in the hands of criminals. And
That's not a
means
corn head. That's
overused
some.
credit
All right.
identity
Oh,
theft.
that's for the night owl.
That's the sort of thing that can really ruin your day, from people using your information to get access to your social media, to taking out lines of credit in your name, to committing crimes under your
What are you
identity.
saying?
One way to reduce the risk is to demand that the companies that have your data delete it. That's something you can legally do, but there could be potentially hundreds of them, and they don't make it easy. That's why you need
Another one built.
What
I have a
happens
clone
is
army
you
builder,
sign
so
up
that
with
is useful to me.
authorized
Just get
them
another
to
two,
work
but
on
I
your
don't
behalf,
know if I'd
and they take
see this
care of
battle
all the
pack,
legal
right?
gubbins for you,
Was to go on
automatically
Amazon.
sending
It
demands
probably
to
is on
delete
Amazon,
your
right?
data.
It will be
Making
on
you
Amazon.
updated on
And
other
we're
groups so
doing
you
it
know they're
for
working
a cheap
hard for
price.
you.
I would buy
Viewers
more.
of this channel can get 60% off an annual plan by going to incogni.com/Jago, link in the description below, and entering the code JAGO. So it's not only easier than ever before to keep your data safe.
So like if Amazon were to sell this battle pack
You know what else
on
is
cheap for the
Buses.
cheap price,
Let's get
which
back
they
to
sometimes,
Baker.
which they Amazon
I've got
put
on a
pretty much
student
every set
Castle.
down
I'm
in price for a
curious
little
as to
bit,
why the route doesn't start
like
here,
very
since
often.
that's
So
where the extension
I will be
starts.
looking
Or will start, I
to
suppose.
see if this one
But
goes on
nevertheless,
sale.
it
Because
does
for the
work.
standard price,
Elephant and
no, I don't
Castle
want
is
more.
the current terminus
But
of the Bakerloo line and has been
I
since
feel 20 quid is like,
2006.
well, it's 18.
The problem with Elephant
I
and
see for me to
Castle
want
is
to
that the
actually
layout
build
is
up a
not
decent
very
sized army of
convenient.
either
There
side.
are
Like,
only 2
granted, I do not
platforms, which
have,
limits
and
the
I have
number of
most
trains that
Coldmore things. I do not have the original
This was line back in
Maldalorians
1906,
or
but at
the,
present,
you know, those
no,
red
not really.
Mandalorians that Darth
The
Maul
Bakerloo
has.
line is
So,
generally
I mean, this is
considered
my first
the
time getting some of those,
It
which
tends
is
to go
cool.
to the back of the queue when
So
it
that's one of
comes
these
to
guys built.
investment. It could be doing better. I mean, I think it's kind of a chicken and egg situation. Do people not use the service because it's not very good, or is the service not very good because people don't use it? There have been several proposals to build a new terminus over the decades, but these usually involved going towards Camberwell, Peckham, or Herne.
Alright, so one has
As
the
far as I
shield,
can
the other
tell,
one
the
has two
Cranswick
pistols.
extension was proposed
I was wondering
about
why there for a second I
1989.
couldn't find a
Camberwell
second
Peckham route
piece.
was also considered, but abandoned in favour of the route we're getting. This was safeguarded in 2021. Originally, the plan was to start construction in 2023, but that pandemic business rather put the kibosh on that. The route is to begin between Lambeth North and Elephant and Castle, with Elephant and Castle getting a new platform
Blaster in the hand, there we go.
towards the old Kent
These are
Road.
cool figures, it's
I
just the
don't know what's
visors annoy me.
happened to the old ones.
Other than that,
I would
these could have been
imagine they'll be built in
perfect.
much the same way as the Jubilee line platforms at Charing Cross, namely as a filming location and a place to test stuff out away from
It's the Night Owl version.
Each stop on the Baker Loop represents a station on the extension.
So the build, I mean, the build does not interest me too much. If I bought more of these, I would just put the parts aside like I do with just about any other battle pack that I've bought multiple of.
3 of the stations are built on the site of supermarkets, which seems like rather a lot of space for a station. My guess is that the line will partly be paid for through construction on these sites, but that's only a guess. The Baker Loop continues along Old Kent Road, which, I'm not gonna lie, is not the most beautiful part of London. But it is a major transport artery, and one of the big arguments for the building of the extension is that buses along here get overcrowded. The next stop is to be called Old Kent Road, and will be on the site of this Lidl. Fun fact, this station is at the junction with Asylum Road, and during the planning stages it was to be called Asylum, which is either the worst or the best name for a tube station ever devised. I'll let you consider that among yourselves. Next is New Cross Gate. Here we get interchange with the Windrush line of the Overground and
I was thinking, right?
Although
We'll have this stream just now. I'll build the set. What have you, right? And then later on, I can stream again, because in between, I'll do some filming that has to be done. So that'll work out right really nicely.
Site than the others, which leads me to think that the other sites are indeed far bigger than they need to be. Although this was historically pretty common in railway planning, because you want a bit of leeway in case things don't go as planned. At Lewisham, you have interchange with the Docklands Light Railway and National Rail. This is the final planned stop on the extension, for now, but the bus continues into
It's like a
Lewisham Town
barrier. It's
Centre,
like some
terminating
sort of
by
like
the shopping
checkpoint
centre.
thing.
And I'm not saying that we're a long way east, but that's the Berlin Wall. There are longer-term ideas of further extension, taking over the National Rail branch to Hayes and the one from New Beckenham to Beckenham Junction. And as of January this year, there were even ideas of building this extension of the extension at the same time as the extension. Have you ever said a word so often that it lost its meaning?
Yeah.
Southwark Council.
So here's what we'll do, right? I was going to make this a long stream, but I'll come up with a better idea. So we'll finish building this, right? We'll go from there. Then I'll take a break for like an hour or two. I'll film the unboxing for this. That'll be a normal video. It will not be a short, it'll be a regular video that goes up on the channel. And then I'll come back later. We'll maybe do some gaming for a bit or something. Because what's in there is for my 100th stream, and I don't want to wait 8 days to do that.
And it's unlikely that construction will begin until the 2030s due to the question of funding all this. I've seen different estimates on the time construction will take, but it seems to be around 6 to 7
There's no stickers
years.
in this. I do like this piece.
So it looks like for
Excuse
all
me,
the
here is
Bakerloo
printed.
is intended as an intermediate measure, it's going to be with us for a good long while. Well, I do hope you enjoyed this not exactly a tube tale from the tube. If you did, please do leave a like and consider subscribing for more, as well as various TfL and London Transport press releases. Some of the
Yeah, it's
background
basically just a checkpoint, isn't it? It's a checkpoint for speeder.
W. Feather's History of the Bakerloo Line. I would like as ever to thank my donors on Ko-fi, on Patreon, and here on YouTube.
Look, gum. See, I would have thought it'd be the other way around.
I'd also like to thank Incogni for sponsoring today's video. Check out the link in the description below to take advantage of their generous offer. And I will see you all again very soon.
I need the bracket piece for that. One second, I'm trying to find this bracket. There it is. Sorry if this stream's not the most exciting one. Granted, I've probably done it a bit too early as well, but I wanted to get this one out. Like, if there's a stream I was not really too fond of doing, it'd probably be building the set. It's not a set that I particularly like, but like I said, I picked it up because it had that, like, hey, I need some of the figures that are in this one.
Axel Rudekabane.
Building a supercar is much easier than creating excellence for the millions. On the first
Hey there, how's it going? We're just building one of the new 2026 sets, one of the very few I will build.
That's the entire sales pitch.
What's that? Something to put on in the background.
Upon its release in 2008, LEGO City's first...
Honestly, I don't normally build stuff like that, but normally I kind of build stuff like this on stream. Like, I'm more retro LEGO, but for a series that I'm doing, I need the figures from the set, so I thought I'll just buy the set. So I'm just building the speeder bike part of it. I'm doing a series here on the channel where I'm collecting all the Clone Wars figures. And this is some of the very few I don't have. It's from this set.
But this is not to say that 2008 was LEGO's first try at their own Coast Guard. For that, we had to go back 50 years to set 369 Coast Guard Station, a kit that even predates traditional minifigures. Funnily enough, once LEGO realized they had struck gold with their new iconic character designs, they had actually re-released this same set with some color-swapped pieces and, of course, minifigures instead. From then on, Coast Guard sets would continue to...
But how's everyone's day going anyway? Honestly, Wednesday, after the week, this week has been a very long year. That saying works really well. There's a weird speeder that designed this.
Rescue, a bold, high-energy sub-theme completely dedicated to water rescue. This is a line of
But
service
essentially,
dedicated
I've already
to
built the
videos
little
of
barricade
as
thing
well.
that comes with the
After
set.
rescue, the next big Coast Guard
I'll be uploading a video after this where I'm going to unbox what's in here. I know it says Amazon, but trust me, it's not from Amazon.
Fascinating look back at a very significant year in LEGO's history.
And I'll be live again later, probably doing gaming or something.
Is unmistakable. The theme has its own flair that sets it uniquely apart from many
Ah yes, drop the bell, that's smart.
that came after. Amongst all these offerings were 3 Coast Guard theme sets. The Coast Watch HQ features one of the coolest arrays baseplates ever too, an elaborate recoloring of a Belleville Golden Land baseplate. And that'll bring us right up to the release of
Right,
City
okay,
Coast
so
Guard
it's
in
this.
2008. An era of LEGO I bet a lot of us would like to return to. The sets we'll be looking at today shared shelves with the likes of the first wave of Agents, Indiana Jones, Fantasy Era Castle, Exoforce Team Jungle, Mars.
But I know, like, this is not the most interesting set I've ever built on stream.
Our journey through the world of LEGO City Coast Guard
Stop
begins with
dropping the
smallest
bell.
regularly available set of the wave, and that's Coast Guard.
But yeah, the stream will be,
If you're familiar
will
with LEGO
end
City
before
in
4
any way,
o'clock.
shape, or form, you're probably quite familiar with this format, as the ATV is something that LEGO has recycled for any number of city sub-themes. There's fire four-wheelers, police four-wheelers, construction four-wheelers. It's just kind of their go-to polybag or $5 set. I think within the context of Coast Guard, though, it actually makes a lot more sense here than in some other themes. The flag on the back, though it's not decaled with a sticker, print, or otherwise, is a
But
nice little
when
touch
we
that
reach,
makes this one feel
hey, but once we get to stream 100, we're building that, what's in here for the 100th stream. I'll have a video unboxing it, which I'll film after the stream is done, so that's why I'm cutting the stream short, to get that out.
Not making it extremely rare, nor is it terribly desirable all on its own either. However, it is worth noting that that particular recolor hasn't been seen since 2010. Of note here, though, I think it's worth talking about the minifigures, which are virtually identical throughout the entirety of 2008 Coast Guard. Most of the figures recycle parts that had been introduced in the earlier years of City, but the torso, which does have a special printed front, is unique to this sub-theme. Plenty of zippers, and there is a bit of metallic printing there for the Coast Guard logo.
One second, I want to look at the box for this one.
No need to dwell on it too much longer, because we have plenty of other exciting sets to
Ah,
look at.
alright.
And one of those sets is
It's not my favourite Battle Pack speeder, but it's one of the more unique ones.
And I'll tell you right here, this is probably my favorite set of the wave. It feels like the quintessential Coast Guard set, even though it's only coming in at the $10 price mark. And what I love about this one is just how packed with detail it is for such a small
But yeah, I'll be
set.
live later, again later. I'm just going to take a break for a bit between and get that filmed and do a few other things. Later on tonight, will either be minifigures or gaming. I will post when and what we're doing in the community tab. So if you ever post it in the community tab and say I'm going to do something, I will hold myself to do that rather than get repeatedly distracted while we're streaming.
It's very easy to get on the inside here, where you can see a single minifigure behind the wheel. It's just one of their standard 4-wide chassis, perfectly appropriate for the city scale. The design is very similar to the police cars and fire trucks of the era, and you can see that reflected in the accessories clipped on the sides of the vehicle here, with a walkie-talkie and then a...
But yeah, like I said, it's a set that was a necessary purchase for the series. I could have bought the 2 Mandalorians off eBay, but I feel that this was the better way to go.
Detail of having both the license plate on the front and the back, and the trailer too, consistent throughout each. It's just good attention to detail and really leans into the realism that this theme was going for. The trailer, as
You know what? The more I'm building, the more I actually kind of like this one.
Actually, thanks to the addition of all these grill plates here, looks quite respectable. You can even rest the whole thing on this Exoforce robot handpiece, so it can be left separate from the vehicle, which I think is great too. You've got all this scuba gear that attaches
But
to that.
in April, right, all I've done, like, content-wise this year for main videos has pretty much just been collecting the complete saga in LEGO. Now, don't get me wrong, I have enjoyed doing that, but I think for April, we've got to get some reviews going. This will be one of those reviews, probably.
There's room in the back for a live vest, and then you've even got the suggestion of a motor. Really, really great. Love the color blocking on this too, with the white, the clean line of blue, and then the orange on top. Great, great stuff. There are a ton of grill tiles in this set, though. You got 4 on the truck here. You've got an additional 6 here, and then 4 more on the jet scooter. It is kind of the perfect small set detail piece. A wonderful classic.
So he's got
Lego
these all engine pieces on here.
$10 and 130
I don't know.
pieces,
The
this
more
set
I'm
is
building this whole
absolutely
this whole thing, I'm kind of liking it.
A lot of fond memories. I think I even brought this along on vacation to entertain me on the car ride to South Dakota once. I remember this set just being such a vivid part of my childhood, and I honestly can't recommend it highly enough. So what happens if you take Coast Guard 4WD and give it 4 times the parts budget? You get this set. Coast Guard Truck and Speedboat is the first of 2 $40 sets introduced in this small
Those
set.
little pieces of when you're
It
building,
quite literally
these,
is the
they will
previous
come
set,
off a
just
lot.
jacked up to the next level.
That's
And
something
for
I would
that,
watch out
it
for.
is really quite funny. And much like in the previous set, you get the truck, the trailer, and the boat. Let's take a look at the truck first. It is worth noting that this set
Yeah, now that you've got these side bits on, that ain't gonna come off. That's it's a more stable connection. So that's all good. Hey, right, that's on. That's sorted.
Is something else altogether. What is it? 14 studs wide. This goes for a mere 8 studs, but considering the scale of the other vehicles we looked at so far, this one does feel a bit out of place. I'm not even convinced it would fit on the standard road plates that they were doing at the time on the 32x32 base plates, but I suppose it doesn't need to. This is very much an off-road vehicle. Once again, you're seeing plenty of sticker detail.
And of course, like the same replicated on the front, but at a different angle.
Unfortunately, the trailer doesn't quite have one this time. There is more than enough room to fit 2 figures inside, and you can access them individually by taking off these 2 standard 4 stud wide canopy pieces. If the last truck was lacking something, it was
done
definitely
that.
the bed section
Done
of the
that.
pickup truck. This has oodles more space where you can see a completely exposed 8x8 grill plates there, and you've got this whole radar station.
I know I'm not saying much right now. I'm just trying to get this done.
The station has all sorts
But
of fun things. You've got the
we are
speedboat
building the set
the set is kind of unfortunate.
75449 Siege of Mandalore Battle Pack. Oh, that's not how you hold things. We're building this one. I'll be filming a video once we're done here, unboxing something else I've got lying around that'll be a stream thing.
Someone that you've rescued, perhaps, to bring them back to the
Considering it was a vote that I let the viewers do on my poll community tab, that'll be worth, you know, that's something I want to showcase opening.
Exactly what to do with its massive size, but there's some good
So that's got the main build of the speeder. Right, so it's a gun. Alright, it's a mounted gun we've got to build now.
At the end of the day, it is probably way too big.
I'll be honest, this is the most I've looked at this set. Even when I looked at the rough images when these were leaked in December, and I don't even think I watched a review of the main product. The minute I heard that they had screwed up some of the parts in this set, I was not interested. But considering I need the figures for a project, I've kind of decided to buy it anyway.
I don't think there is anything you can put inside. This set is nice in that you can actually reel the boat back onto and off of the trailer. Some rope is provided. The boat, I imagine, can float. It's made from a big specialized raft element here. And this particular raft element in orange would go on to be used in.
Oh, is the crate separate? I thought the crate would go in.
The chain detailing here is really
no, alright, the crate is just an additional detail thing.
You've got 2 big boat loaders that are actually connected by a 1x5 plate there, so that they move.
Do you know what? This build isn't terrible, but it's also not my favorite battle pack they've done.
And then you've got this antenna setup, as well as 2 life preservers on the side. The hinged little compartment in the front suggests that there might be something.
You do get a good amount of spare pieces.
Unfortunately, there is not. I suppose you could store the scuba gear here, but otherwise, this.
Do you know what? For what it is, it's not terrible. These 2 figures were the reason I bought the entire set. Purely because these 2 in here, the deal with these is I'm doing a series on here where I'm collecting all the Clone Wars characters. These count towards that. I've already got these because these are in other sets, but I still, and it would have cost me around the same to buy the set as it would have to find these on eBay. So, to be honest, it's not the worst one. I'll have to do the editing and stuff, the review on this one, but I'll be live again later, so check that out.